A Duff Said is brought to you by Sheldon Street Pizza. Visit them online at sheldonstreetpizza.com or stop by Sheldon's during your next trip to Lake Orion. Sheldon Street Pizza, the official pizza of A Duff Said. And by Fourth Coast Cider Works. Quality craftsmanship, quality hard cider. You can check them out online at fourthcoastciderworks.com or come get a can or a howler at their Canterbury Village location. Not available for anyone under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly. Head coach Clint Galvas of the new Lothrop Hornets joins me now. Coach, you knew you were going to be in for a fight in this one because they are such a good program out there at Durand. What were some things that they were able to take advantage of and come away with a victory this evening?
Obviously they run a full house wing tee and they're foot to foot, and up front they got they're pretty darn good. They got a lot of size up front. They use it to their advantage. And they were able to hit some big traps for some big plays for us against us tonight. And but ultimately, I thought we did really a lot of good things on both sides of the ball. I mean, even defensively, I think they might have scored 3 times on the same play as far as on a zero trap. That we just, for whatever reason, weren't able to stop that play. And of course, they came back to a couple times for big, huge chunk yardage for scores. And I think everything else we kind of shut down. They didn't complete a pass on us. In fact, I think we ended up having an interception too. But and then offensively, we did some really good stuff. And I don't know what the stats are total yards, but I think we chunked up probably a lot of yards. I mean, but unfortunately, just in any level, football doesn't matter. If you're playing on Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, you turn the ball over against a good team, and it's going to bite you. And that's what the difference was today. We just, we turned the ball over too much, and we had some real big drives going, and we'd cough the ball up, and it was kind of similar. We didn't get to talk last week, but similar story last week against Obed Elsie, and lost by a point to them, lose by 2 today, and I'm hoping lessons are learned. We can't sit here and cry about it. We got to kind of dust ourselves off and move on quickly. And I've kind of always said, as far as the way I look at it, I mean, the whole regular season is it's all scrimmages in preparation for week 10, and that's still how I see it. Obviously, it stings a little bit because we didn't, that was kind of for a league title, and we didn't win the league title, and that's one of the goals, but it's not our ultimate goal. And that our main goal is still there in front of us, and it's still attainable. We still have a great team, a great group of kids. Like I said, I think it's maybe starting to sink in a little bit that you turn the ball over, you're going to have a hard time beating good teams. And we just got to do a better job on that end. And we all got to step our game up, coaching staff and the kids. And, it does stink, obviously, lose the game, lose back-to-back games, but at the same time, we're going to dust ourselves off. And I think we're going to be stronger because of it. And, I think all this is just going to make us, more battle tested when we get into that second season, week 10.
Absolutely. You and I talked about that a few weeks ago. You told me how much pride you take in putting together the toughest schedule that you can to get yourselves ready for the playoffs once that starts, because as you said, for you guys, the expectation is getting there and then that becoming your actual season as opposed to the scrimmages that you have during the regular season. So I really feel like there are some lessons that you can learn from this one, but in both instances, these were like tough, narrow losses, and I think there's a lot you guys can take from that going into the final week of the season.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not as though, our effort and those things weren't there, because they were. But like I said, we're definitely going to be able to watch the film on this one, just like we did last week. Hopefully learn some lessons from it, regroup. And like, we don't have a whole lot of time. We're going to be playing a tough Lake Fenton team next week, a Division IV playoff team last year. And, we're going to their place. So again, just another opportunity to get better, to be battle tested. And, I think, like I said, I truly believe this is all going to pay dividends for us, in the second half here of the, starting the playoffs.
You have built such a great program out there in New Lothrop. A lot of the people in your town are very proud of all the things that you've done out there. So much, in fact, that when I said in a tweet a few weeks ago that there's a dozen stoplights in Montrose and New Lothrop, I had a lot of New Lothrop fans say, hey, get it right, there's one stoplight in this town. That's how much they love their town, and they corrected me on that. But
Yeah.
even for a one stoplight town, you have built a phenomenal program out there at New Lothrop. There are a lot of kids who work so hard, even when they're in elementary and middle school, for that opportunity to be a part of your program. How proud are you of the things that you've been able to do in order to build that pipeline in New Lothrop?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I mean, I've just been blessed to be in this awesome community and really just have an amazing staff. And, I think I've talked to you about that before. I think that's really kind of what has set us apart, is just being able to keep this same staff together of coaches. And we just get along so well. We complement each other so well. And, but like you said, it is cool, man, seeing like the kids and, they're all, they look up to these varsity guys like they're, NFL guys. And, it's just really fun to see. And like you said, it's really cool because, I always get a group of water boys, that are young. And then it's like, and then eventually obviously they're, varsity kids. And that's what I got now. It's just funny. Like our quarterback, Jack, was our water boy. Our Nick Barnett was a water, you know what I mean? You get all these kids and it's just cool to see them grow, and they're with you all the time. And, it is a special place. It's hard to put into words, and unless you kind of experience it. And I know you've been around the town a little bit, so you got a pretty good grasp on it. But you go to the grocery store up here, you stop in the diner here, and it's everyone wants to talk about football and or whatever sport is going on. And maybe it's wrestling, maybe it's basketball, whatever time of year it is. But this town lives and breathes its sports and its athletics, and they're very proud. And it's been awesome to hopefully give them some entertainment here the last 14 years or so.
I love that story about how they came up as water boys and then they became big-time players for your program. Even those kids that want to be a part of that, not everybody gets that opportunity, even though they may dream about it. So when you get those kids to the varsity level, how do you go about managing not just those kids' expectations, but the parents as well?
Yeah. As far as just the expectations here, I think, I don't know, kind of everyone kind of knows, right? I mean, what the expectations are. I mean, we've had a lot of success in the past years, and I think, in a sense, it just becomes probably a little bit expected by the community, And so when you're coming off like we just had here, a couple losses, you'll get the kind of, well, what's going on? What happened? And what's wrong with the team? That kind of stuff, and nothing's wrong. I mean, heck, we fought two hard fought games against two good teams. Just come out, a couple points shy tonight, and that's football. I mean, honestly, like tonight was fun. Like I had a blast coaching tonight, and I hope the kids had fun playing. I mean, these are the games you want to play in. But I mean, to answer your question, yeah, the expectations are high because of the success we had. We want the expectations high. I think with high expectations requires obviously a lot of extra hard work, and that's what these kids have put in, because it's like every class that comes in, they don't want to be the class that didn't succeed or didn't do this, because it's just like I said, year after year we've won this, we've won that, and it's like every class doesn't want to be that class that doesn't live up to that. So it's like the kids, they put their own expectations on themselves, really. I mean, we do what we do as far as scheduling our workouts and all that stuff we do in the off season. And like I think I've told you before, man, if we get darn near 100%. I mean, the kids, they put that on themselves, and and it's good. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, that's what draws the best out of us.
I'm glad that you guys had fun tonight, even though you didn't come out on top in this one, because if you're not having fun, then why are you even going out there and competing? Why even put on the pads at that point?
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, why? I mean, you played football. Why you play Friday Night Lights? I mean, that's to be in these kind of games. Like you said, you got to take a step back and enjoy it, and they're not all always going to go your way, and I guess I'm getting old enough to know that trust me, I hate losing more than anyone I know, but I'm also old enough to be able to take a step back and go, well, that's why we do it, man. That's why we want that competition. And like I said, sometimes the things don't go your way tonight, then everything didn't go our way. But at the end of the day, I still enjoy what I do. When I believe the kids still had fun. I mean, obviously they didn't want to lose, but that's why we do it. So, like I said, I have no regrets.
One of the lessons I might tell your kids is if you didn't have fun doing this tonight, just getting a chance to play football, wait until you have to get a real job in the real world, and then you have to experience all that, and you'll wish you were right back there out there against Durand, trying to overcome a loss.
You're right. No, exactly. You're right. And it's funny because you can tell a 17-year-old kid that as many times as you want that you don't know what you have until it's gone, but until it's gone and they're not playing anymore and they're graduated, they don't know. But it's funny how many kids come back every year and say, "Man, you were right, coach." Like, I didn't realize how much I was going to miss it, but man, do I miss it. And you don't, I guess, really know until it's gone. But we've experienced it, and I know, and I think that's ultimately why I got into coaching in the first place, because I loved high school football so much that I love playing so much that I just need to find something that was as close as I can get. And I guess, coaching fills that for me.
And I'm glad you found that, because once you find that passion, you never work a day in your life. I know that's a cliche that lots of people love to throw out there, but I have found that it's true, because I've had many different jobs, many different roles over the years, but nothing is as satisfying as what I do, getting to talk to coaches and athletes before and after games, just getting to share their stories, because there's so many great stories out there that you can share. But if there wasn't someone like me, nobody else would know about them. So it's such a thrill to get to talk to you on a Friday night. Even though you came up short in a game, you're still happy, you're still loving what you do. And that's one of the reasons why I do that. That's the biggest reward I can get from this show, that I can talk to a coach on either side of the scoreboard and not coming up with a victory, but you still had fun doing it, and that's what's really important. And when you get to talk to those guys after they leave their program, what is it like to know that you've had that kind of impact, that they enjoyed being with you so much that even 4 or 5 years after getting out of school and not having to take tests or homework anymore, they still miss the after-school practices and the bus rides and all that camaraderie?
Yeah, I mean, everything that comes with it, right? I mean, it's like funny. We would kind of joke around, like, throughout the summer, like last, July, Monday practice, got, seniors kind of ha-ha. And, but it really, I think as it goes on, it really kind of starts to hit for them, that this is kind of it, because, like you said, even those little things, even the grueling 2-a-days, you miss. And, but like you said, having them guys come back and, just knowing what it meant to them and that you had that impact, that's what makes it special. I mean, today, before the game, I'm sitting on my couch here in the office, and it's like 5:15, and one of my former players, Taylor Krupp, you had a lot of success, went to U of M, actually walked on at U of M, Michigan, played there, made the team. And he's 26 years old now, and he just popped into the office here. He drove all the way back to watch the game, and he just sat on the couch, and we talked, and it's just all, at the end, he's heading out, and, he gives me a hug, says, "I love you." And, and it's stuff like that. I mean, that's really matters to me. And just, I don't know, those relationships that I've built that I'll have forever. And, it's a brotherhood here. And that's one thing I'm proud of, that I think I've helped instill and establish. And, hopefully that'll carry on for a long time. I know those relationships will always carry on that I've built, but this brotherhood, it's a special thing, man. And that just something little like that before the game that really kind of just said, you know what, that's what it's all about. That's what makes it worth it for me. And, wins are awesome and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I know everyone else judges us on our wins and losses, but there's a whole heck of a lot more that I base success off of.
Those are the things you won't see in the stat sheet. So that's why we have these conversations here, so people know that there's more to it than just the final score, which was 23-21, Durand over New Lothrop tonight. But people are getting so much more than just that final score or those stats, and I'm glad I could share that with everybody tonight, especially your fan base out there in New Lothrop. It is a great town. That is Clint Galvas, the head coach of the New Lothrop Hornets. New Lothrop loses to Durand this evening, 23-21. They close out the regular season next week against Lake Fenton. Coach Galvas, thank you so much for making the time this week. Best of luck to you guys as you try to snap that two-game losing skid next week.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Would you like to hear more about the new Lothrop Hornets? Then go to my website, aduffsaid.com. You can catch previous episodes that I have had over the years about new Lothrop football and my previous conversations with head coach Clint Galvas just by looking them up on the Podbean app, Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can always get updates on A Duff Said just by going to my Facebook page, sports journalist Duff Tyler. You can find me on Twitter, just look me up. It's an easy one, Duff Tyler. Until next time, this is Duff Tyler reminding you that if Duff said it, it must be true, because that's what a Duff said.